Welcome to Malcom Reed's How to Barbecue Right, a podcast where we talk about barbecue, share recipes, and discuss all things delicious. And now, here's your host, Malcom and Rochelle Reed.
Hey, welcome back to the How to Barbecue Right podcast. I'm your host, Malcom Reed, joined by my lovely and talented wife, as always, Miss Southern Shell. Shell, what's up?
A lot.
A lot.
It is a whirlwind around here today.
That's a good thing. Hey, we got some special guests with us. Mr. Stalekracker from TikTok. What's going on, man?
Man, nothing much. I just love being here. I love the invite to come down and put a little Cajun spirit on this barbecue up here.
Hey, we're always ready for that. I hope this ain't too far north for you now.
I got a nosebleed about Jackson. I almost turned around and went home, but it was okay.
We can get you some oxygen if you need it. or some, what do you call it? Some hydration?
High quality H2O.
Yeah, there you go. I love that. So, Shell, what are we going to talk about? I know we want to get to Mr. Stale here in a minute, but we got some things that we like to go over first. What you got on the list today?
I mean, most of it's just, I got a lot of questions.
Okay, well, we're jumping into questions. Well, I like that. I like your style.
Yeah. I just want to know, what's your favorite thing to cook?
My favorite thing to cook is a jambalaya. That's my little signature deal. And I just enjoy the time it takes to cook it. You could wait and you could hydrate, and it takes 4 or 5 hours to cook, and it's just something I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
What size pot do you like to use? You use the mini pots or you use the big one?
No, probably about 30 gallons.
30 gallons.
I cook for a bunch of people when we cook.
Yeah. I love jambalaya. It's one of my favorite things to cook too. You got to make that rice pot right. You get that rice right.
Oh, that's the most important thing is the rice. You know.
Yeah, it is. That's what that dish is really. It's about getting everything flavored right to make the rice taste right.
Well, that's why people cook pastelaya, because they can't cook rice.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
Now I saw your TikTok with the pot. That's the good stuff.
Man, that Velveeta set it off. And a lot of times I wish I could cook for myself.
Yeah.
But I got young kids, and we have a bunch of young people around the house, and you got to make it good for them. If I cook for myself and nobody eats it, it's no good, you know. So you got to change it up a little bit, and the kids love it. It's a good deal, you know.
I heard that. So if everybody doesn't know who Stalekracker is, y'all don't know what rock y'all been hiding under, but on TikTok, you have just come on strong, man. I wanted to get a little bit of how you found out about TikTok, how you got started, and how you kind of found your voice on it. Doing what you do. If you can tell us a little bit about answer some of that'd be great.
Absolutely. So at first I was against TikTok because I just didn't know what it was, like everything else. And then my daughter, she's 16, and she's in the competition cheer and dance. So that's one of the things they do is they post stuff on there. I said, well, let me get TikTok so I can at least watch what's going on. And then they showed me how you could duet a video. And I made a silly video of her doing backflips, and I tried to do it. And obviously I wasn't no good at it. And then I did one little video on making a dip. It got a few views. And I said, let me do my special boiled shrimp on there. Because every time I boil shrimp at a place or event, everybody wants to know how I did it because they peeled so good. Call it the peelability. I don't know.
The peelability.
That's the word I made up.
Man,
That's judging shrimp on the peelability.
Yeah, the peelability scale, Like we were talking about earlier. If you have shrimp that peel and they taste nasty, they're going to eat every shrimp. You got shrimp that don't peel, then you're going to have a whole pile of shrimp left. You're wasting your shrimp. So, I put the character on, and I got out there, and I slammed the pot down, and I boiled the shrimp. And I called out a few people. Even there's Cajun people that think they can boil shrimp, and you go to their house and you're like, I'm gonna be nice about it. So I just called them all out in the video, and all of a sudden this video got 2-3 million views, and I was done with TikTok. And my wife was like, oh no. You can't your second video can't hit 2 million views and you stop.
Yeah.
So then I did another video, and another video, just started building, and then I go 3-4 days without posting nothing, and comments. Can you do something? I don't care what you do. Do something, because we like the voice.
Yeah.
We like you. We like your positivity. And I'll go to my comments, and even if it's bad comments, I'll say something good back to them, because I didn't start it for nothing. I didn't start it for no reason, so I have no reason to try to push nothing.
Yeah.
I never asked for followers. I never asked for anything. I just put out good cooking videos. And then I came out with the cookbook. And what I love about it is I'm getting positivity back from people that could watch the 60-second TikTok and then go to the cookbook and cook the same thing I cooked and it looks better than when I cook. I hate to tell it. It looks better, and they have a great time with their kids and family. And I mean, it's so positive. And to get the people that reach out to you on like a direct message, say, hey, my kid's depressed, or I'm going through this in my life. Can you just talk to them? And I just don't know. I didn't know I had that vibe on people.
Yeah.
And then once that started, it was like it's not a snowball. It was going up, and I got addicted to it. Actually, I love when I post a video. If you ever see it, when I post a video, I'll sit there and I'll comment for at least an hour or two, and it's adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
Because so much positive, it's an addiction, really.
That's really cool. How long you been doing that?
About 5 months.
That's it?
Yes, 5 months.
Holy smokes! You got over 2 million followers and
2.6 million followers. I went from 1 million to 2 million in a month.
Oh my
Man.
God.
It was crazy.
So
And then-
was it just every little video was hitting, or was it just like one went viral and they started making them all go viral? I guess.
if it's to do with crawfish, people, I didn't know people were obsessed with crawfish. If it's a crawfish video or a shrimp video, it gets a lot of views.
Yeah.
And
So it's not just people from Louisiana or the South; it's people from all over, right?
People, so Cajuns don't like other Cajuns. They do, but they're not gonna say they use your recipe.
Yeah.
They're not
Oh,
gonna buy
yeah.
your
Oh, yeah.
cookbook because their mama got a cookbook.
Right,
They're not gonna buy your cookbook. And I think it was.
got a cookbook.
They do, and nobody goes against nobody's mama.
That's right.
So, and I think I want to say Yankees or Northern people,
Yeah.
but I think more of my
can say
following is from up there, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh, we can cook like him. Look how easy it is, and I think that's what it's about, you know.
That's what I mean. I know part of it is just kind of a character. You
Yes, sir.
just not you ain't got to be yourself on it. But the food looks so good that the food's legit that you do.
Right.
I mean, that's the whole thing. That's what made to me when I watch it. I was like, dang, this guy can cook.
Yeah.
You know, that's what.
And I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
So, and then other Cajun TikToks that cook reach out to me. It's like, man, I'm stuck at 2,500 followers. What are you doing different? I said, the only thing I could come up with is I have catchy slogans for the kids. From 5-year-olds, I get duets from 5-year-olds saying, "That's money, dude. Put that on a cracker."
Oh, my son loves it.
Yeah. So then you get from the 18 to the 30-year-olds. They see I drink beer, so they know I'm a normal human. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they follow me because this we can hang out with this guy. We can do something. And then the older people says they watch the cooking and says, "Oh, this dude cooks it like my grandpa
Yeah,
did."
he's cooking old
Yeah,
school.
he's cooking old school. So I'm pulling people from, I have people in nursing homes acting like me. I know, no lie. I get videos.
That's good.
So I'm from 5-year-olds to 80-year-olds. I'm pulling them all in just from the character, the way I cook. It's just pulling everybody in. So
Yeah,
that's the difference.
That's awesome. Well, where did you get the cooking skills from? Did you grow up in a cooking household or somebody,
Absolutely. I grew up next door to my grandfather, and he was from Franklin, Louisiana, by New Iberia. And he moved to, I'm from Labadeville, which is right outside of Thibodaux.
Okay.
And he was a county agent, which is almost now like a traveling vet. And on my days off, I was in his back pocket. But we also were joined by hunting clubs. There would be 100, 200 members that we ran deer dogs in the swamp. And then after you hunted at noon, they had to have a camp chef, and which was my grandpa. And no matter what, like I was telling you earlier, he would go to the scraps that people left after they cleaned a deer and cook the best sauce pecan you ever ate in your life.
Yeah.
Or we'd have a fireman's fair, and he would cook a crawfish bisque or a jambalaya. He was all, cracklings or whatever. And I was there. I was in his back pocket, and the stuff he cooked just amazed everybody. And I lost it for a while. I played baseball in high school and then in college, and he passed away when I was probably 20 years old. And I lost it for a while. For at least 10 years, I didn't cook, really just whatever. And I said, I need to get back to it. He had a special season, and he had a special way of doing things. And so I said, it's time to go back to it. And I before TikTok, me and my wife were cooking like him before.
Yeah.
And I said, and once the shrimp video went viral, I said, let's bring him back. Let's bring him back. So that's what we're doing. Come out with a cookbook. We're coming out with a season within 4 or 5 weeks.
Are you doing the 2-step?
It's gonna be the 2-step.
Is it gonna be the 2-step?
It's gonna be. You know what I'm saying?
You got to send me some of that.
Oh
Get
man,
it.
it's gonna be something you can put on everything. It's gonna be low in sodium, high on flavor, high on spice. Obviously, you know what I mean. You gotta have that spice if you're Cajun.
Yeah.
But that's where it started, and it started from nothing, and now we're building something. It's something positive. That's all. Everything I do, I want it to be positive. let's go in the right direction.
That's cool, man. That's a great story.
Yes, sir.
And paying homage to your granddad. Like
Absolutely.
That,
and on the seasoning bottle, it has his little slogan. It's awesome that, when he cooked, he would always taste his food in front of people and be, man, that's bland. That's no good. And then he'd hit it with the Cajun two-step.
That's what he said. He would call it the two-step.
That was, and a Cajun two-step is a dance.
Yeah.
But he would make a little dance. Like, he'll jump around and splash it in the pot, And he had it in his little pocket, kind of like my seasoning belt that I wear in my TikTok.
Yeah.
And he'd pop it in there, and nobody knew what it was. And it took a while. I had to go back to my uncle. We had to talk about it. Like, hey, one time I saw him doing this, and one time I saw him mixing this. Let's try to recreate it. Mm-hmm. And if it's not 100%, it's 95% of what his Cajun two-step was. So I'm excited about it, bringing it back.
Yeah. No, I think that's a great story, and it's cool that you're doing that and get to keep those family roots going and teaching your kids how to do it and other folks how to do it. That's what it's all about to me.
Yes, sir.
That's why I love making the videos that we do, because you're sharing it with folks. It ain't like, I know everybody's got their way of doing stuff.
Right.
But, I like learning.
You learn how to cook them shrimp.
I got a lot of learning to. I need to do.
So is that belt a custom job or?
No, I got that belt comes from Amazon, and it was
okay.
Yeah, it was and, we had somebody build me some American flag belts 'cause I'm really patriotic, and I wear the grunt style shirts for the military and all, and then so I had to have an American flag one made, and that's what I wear now. But it's pretty cool. You put your beer in it, you got your seasoning. You don't have to go far.
Well, what does your kids think about having a TikTok star for a dad? Do they give you a hard time on it, or do they?
See, my little boy, we were talking about earlier. My little boy don't even care if he has shoes on, so he don't care about much. As long as he can play Call of Duty, he really cares.
Yeah.
But my little girl's 16, and in her high school, it's funny that the boys would be like, "Hey, can we come over? Not to hang out with you. We want to hang out with Stalekracker because he's crazy. We're gonna drive a car through a tire or blow something up."
I saw that Cadillac. What was that Cadillac?
I say Eldorado.
Was you driving that reverse that fast?
I can't admit to that.
I don't know who was driving. If it was, I was like,
it was a professional.
Yeah, it had to be.
Nah,
I was cutting it up. I swear you changed gears. I didn't know they had reverse. Had a second.
No, that's funny. So so I, in playing college baseball, I played at Nichols and I played at Southwest Mississippi Junior College, and I'm getting a lot of requests from high school kids and teams to go out there, and I would love to go back and practice with them. Just show there's good things, and with the world going on today, everything's negative.
That's right.
Let's bring some positivity.
So our local Hernando High School football coach come by here yesterday, and they wanted to know if it was cool if some of the football players come over and met you.
Absolutely.
I was like, hey, it's open to the public, man. You got these guys wanting to come and shake your hand. And
absolutely.
And I know, they all think you're a hero to a lot of them.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
No, I think it's cool. It really is.
How long does it take you to make a TikTok?
TikTok's are 60 seconds.
I know.
Yeah, we know that it takes way longer than that to make one. Now the car crashes into the tire. That was a one take.
No, and I get a lot of comments about when people do watch us do TikToks or I do like these interviews and all. And I did a YouTube video recently. Went offshore fishing out of Venice.
Yeah.
And the guy said, I picked you because I saw you in front of the camera, and you just naturally. He said, I brought other people that are famous in front of the camera, and they melt because they don't have all the special effects and all the stuff. He said, you just sit there and just ramble off and have fun. And so we did. We went out of Venice, and we fished, and we did interviews, and it was a great time. And the YouTube video is Blue Gabe off of YouTube. Go check it out. And it was a great, the waves were bad. I caught the biggest wahoo I ever caught, and we funneled some beers.
You didn't get sick, did you?
No, I don't get sick.
You told me somebody used to be on a shrimp boat, so.
Yeah, like I said, when I was 17, I went out on a shrimp boat with a shrimp captain, and we caught a bunch of shrimp, but he gave me an ice chest. This was my payday, He says, look, son, I'm going to give you these shrimp. You know how to cook shrimp. You know how to ball them. Yes, sir, I know how. He said, well, tell me how, and I started, and he's like, stop right there. You're going to mess them up. And then he's the one who taught me how to ball shrimp, and from then on, if the man that catches shrimp tell you how to do it, you got to do it. It's a great little. I'd say it's a secret. It's on TikTok. You can watch it.
Yeah,
it's a great little.
How do you cook shrimp?
How do you cook shrimp?
How do you boil shrimp?
How you boil shrimp? You boil them with a peel. That's how you boil them. Now you boil them. You get fresh water, nothing in it. You can add some lemons. I do put lemons in it. You get it to a rolling ball. All right. and then you put your shrimp in. Maybe a minute or two, you pull your shrimp out, put them on the side. Then you put all your seasoning, all your fixings, whatever you like. You know, people they saw me put hot dogs, and they freaked out. Man, you could put chicken wings. I don't like fruit. I don't like the pineapples and all that in any ball. But people do it I see people put ribs or whatever, but put whatever you like in there. And when your potatoes get like they are, like al dente, what I call them, where you can almost slice through them, you go ahead and kill the fire, let it soak. And then once it gets to where you can put your hand in the water where it don't burn you, you add your shrimp back in. And the reason why your shrimp are going to stick is because of the salt at a high temperature makes that shell stick to the meat. So once you get your water under a certain temperature, you add the shrimp back in there, they're not going to stick, and they're just peeled. They just come right out the shell.
They jump out the shell.
They do it. It makes it enjoyable. You know, like I said, if they don't peel, don't care how they taste, ain't nobody going to eat them. You know, they don't want to fight with that.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yep.
I know I've gotten Royal Reds that I couldn't get out of the
Pay
shell.
good money for it that you can't get the peeling off of.
Yep.
At a fancy restaurant.
Absolutely.
You know?
That's why they did it at the restaurant, so you won't eat that much.
That's right. You sell you a pound of them, you can't eat them.
All you could eat, all you could peel. How about that?
No, I know some dudes, they'll eat that peeling and all.
Oh,
they don't slow down.
No.
They must be half merman or something. I don't know what.
Did they talk to you the next day?
He might have been tore up. No, I used to work with a dude. He messed us up. He eat shrimp. He just ate the peel and all.
Would he eat the head?
He'd eat the whole
Whatever.
thing, shell and
I've
all.
seen people do when you fry them. You fry them
Yeah.
real crisp. You can do that. Like when I do whole fried fish, I can nibble on the the fins.
fins.
and
I
all.
like a good fin. Crappie fin.
Oh,
I don't know if y'all have crappie down there, but
No, we call them sakale.
Sakale.
Ain't no such thing as a crop. It's a
Yeah,
sakale.
well, where she's from, down below Jackson, they call them white perch.
White perch,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the crappie up here.
Yeah.
We got tons of them.
Awesome.
That's why when I moved up here, I was like, what is crappie? What are you talking about?
You say white perch, their ears perk up.
Oh yeah. I think that's the best fish there is out there.
It's the best eating. Yeah.
Yep.
Do y'all fry catfish down there?
Absolutely.
Big blues, right?
We do blues, but my favorite is the Opelousas cat. You know what that is?
The flathead, like
Yeah, the spotted cat.
Yeah,
We call them Opelousas. I don't know why we call them that, but that's the favorite
call
one.
them
You can do
flatheads.
anything. I just did a
sauce pecan. I saw you.
no,
do
it was a coupillon
yeah,
fish. Yep,
cabbage
coupillon, and I did it with some big blues. But before that, I did I blackened some spotted cat and put it over some rice. It was good.
I got a question for you. Do you put shrimp in your beer?
Shrimp in my
You
beer.
never seen nobody do that? That's what them boys from Gonzales do. They got them little bitty salad shrimp. They put them in their beer. It makes them briny. Makes that beer a little salty, a little briny. You never
Maybe
tried
some
it?
dry shrimp.
Maybe they were the
Yeah,
dehydrated.
I think they
Maybe
were
that's what it was.
I think it is
Yeah.
the dehydrated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Turtle food.
Yeah, that's what
that's
it was.
good,
They
man.
showed me his cup. There was some little shrimp in there. I said, I ain't never seen nothing like that.
The funny thing is, the same guy that taught me how to ball shrimp taught me how to make dry shrimp. When you go trawling and you catch the small shrimp, you got to do something with them.
Yeah.
And so that's why you don't cut the string on a crawfish sack. So you can fill it up with the small shrimp, and you leave it on your roof of your house for about a day, and it dries them out. And you take that crawfish sack and you beat it on the ground or on the cement, and it knocks all the shell off the dry shrimp. And then when you get them out, it's like it is in the package.
That's some wild stuff right there. So you're going to have me untie my crawfish, put them in the pot,
Absolutely.
cook 'em.
Even if you
Save
throw the
that
sack away,
sack.
just please untie your crawfish
Yeah,
sack.
all
Because
right.
so my grandfather, back to him,
Because they recycle.
either you use them for crawfishing again, or when you pick pecans, or you put cans in them, or you can strain stuff with them. There's so much you could do with a crawfish sack besides cutting it and throwing it away. I mean, that's
I ain't going to cut another one.
don't cut it. Even if you don't. Hey, you seen at my house? I don't know if you see my videos, but we hang them up as decorations. It's like a trophy room.
Yeah.
You know, so
Crawfish sack.
yeah, it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
You know?
I like that. I
yeah,
like that.
yeah. So.
How do you boil crawfish?
We ain't
We-
got time for that.
Anybody can ball crawfish. There's no really secret to it. I mean, it's whatever seasonings you like, whatever fixings you like. Crawfish, bring it to a rolling ball, put your crawfish in, let it ball 2, 3, 4 minutes, and cut it and let it soak. Just.
But you got to get that water cool, though, like
Yeah.
you did that shrimp water.
Yeah, once you kill a fire and get it soak a little while, you got to get that water cool because they sit there balling the whole time. People let them soak for 30 minutes in boiling water, then you got mushy crawfish. So. Yeah.
Okay, I know you got the seafood, all the old school dishes covered.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mess with barbecue or the grill at all?
I suck.
Do you really?
I suck.
Well, we might could do some swapping then. I might could show you something on the grill, and maybe you can trade me the little Cajun technique.
If you look at my TikToks, I have not one rib. No,
Have you ever tried, or you just?
Yes, I do. I could do it where I like to eat it, but
Yeah.
I just, man, that's so competitive. There's so many. Like, I cooked a steak on TikTok, and that just tore me up. Even Gordon Ramsay came at me.
Oh,
you
no.
know? I mean, come on, Nah, I think I could cook So once you cook a good steak, once you can do that, you don't need to go to a restaurant anymore. But everybody, like, steaks are like boiling crawfish. Everybody does it different. But to do a fine rib or beef, my beef ribs are my favorite, or stuff like that, and put it on TikTok and just let people like you just tear me up.
I would never.
I'm just not gonna do it. You're an expert. You're a barbecue expert.
I don't do that, but I mean, you cook it the way you like it. Who am I to say that ain't right?
Right.
It's just how you like it.
That's
it.
That's it. Man, I'm not a barbecue expert, and I say it in my videos all the time. I call myself a big pot cooker.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cook a big dish. I'm gonna cook something.
Something be said for that now.
Yeah.
Being able to cook for the masses.
That's it, man. I'm not a finesse cooker, not at all.
Do you eat other people's gumbo or jambalaya, or are you kind of picky about
No. I'll go to anybody's crawfish bar and eat, and
you might tell them they suck, but you'll eat them.
No, I don't tell them they suck. But there's always something you can learn from anybody else that cooks.
Too.
One little thing, and my signature move in my shrimp and my crawfish, I learned from my cousin. A long time ago, he puts a gallon of pickled jalapenos in there. And if you don't like jalapenos, then don't put it in there. Don't comment on my video that you don't like.
Hey,
but
I got a gallon back there. We're gonna use.
Dude, I'm telling you, it doesn't make it any spicier, but if you like the jalapeno flavor, it's a next level deal. And I learned that from somewhere. I didn't turn my back to it, And just every time somebody cooks, every time somebody speaks, if you can learn one thing, and then that's what makes you better. Don't ever diss somebody because they do something different,
So I go to these I teach barbecue classes, but I also go to barbecue classes, and I go in with that same mindset. If I could come away with just one thing, most of the time you come away with way more than that.
Right.
But if you can come away with one thing, man, you learn something you didn't know.
Absolutely.
So that's a skill that you picked up.
Yep, I agree.
I totally agree with that approach.
Yes.
Tell us about, so I saw, and I know why Shell wants to know because you had the blue plate out. Tell us about the dipping sauce.
Oh, so
the dipping sauce. So she's probably the world's biggest fan of blue plate mayonnaise. Made down in New Orleans now. That's where it's from.
So I do have a bottle of Duke's at the house. I'm gonna make a video of. I don't even know what.
Don't even compare.
See, I don't want. So the thing is, there's a competition out there. You got blue plate and you got Duke's, but also you got seasoning and you got Old Bay.
Yeah,
man, don't you piss off no Old Bay people. Or they'll send you a nasty note in the mail, I'm telling you. Man, I don't know what it is, but I tried it.
Old Bay just don't have the spice to me. I mean, it's got all the clove, but they're missing the other step. It's like the Cajun half step. It's Old Bay.
I like that. I would use that.
That's the half step.
And when I cook shrimp and all, and I get all these comments, Old Bay, Old Bay, Old Bay. So I went and buy some. Stuff's expensive. Yeah. I bought it. I tried it. And I made a video. I made a funny video. I don't know if you've seen it, but I poured it in some cereal with some beer, and I had to hit it with the two-step just so I could eat my cereal. But anyway, so what we relating to? We're going back to blue plate.
Yeah, the blue plate.
So we were talking about my grandfather. Now we're going back to my grandmother, my mama. And every time we bought anything, she made a dip. And now it was mainly mayonnaise, mustard, ketchup mixed together. Maybe a little Lea Perron or whatever.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And my wife had took it to the next level. She adds a little crab ball to it. She adds a little, I got videos out there with everything. We put a little hot sauce in it. Yeah. But once you make this dip, if you put it in a ketchup bottle, you can use it on anything. I love it on some sakale, on a piece of white bread. It's over, And the funny, I almost passed out one time.
Sandwich.
Yeah, a crappie sandwich. I almost passed out one time. So we go to Grand Isle. And we go to a restaurant, and there's this thing on the table. I'm like, what is this? I look at this. I mean, I'm going to say the name brand. I don't even know if they make it anymore. It's called Wowee sauce.
Wow, oh, yeah. We bought it the other day.
I look at it, it's like mayonnaise, mustard, ketchup. That's all. I was like, I could have made this 40 years ago.
The Wowee.
What about it?
It ain't near as good as you because it ain't made with blue plate. Because you taste that, they got it too sweet. We bought something, I was like, oh, this is it. This is going to be our new dipping sauce.
I mean, that would be awesome. Keep in your refrigerator. You don't have to mix it up, make it, or you could put it in a pan and then put the fixings you like in it to make it what you want. And I was like, man, it's so simple. Why didn't I do that? But, it was funny. I was looking at it on the table. I was like, we've been doing that forever. And so the funny thing about my dipping sauce, so when I put it on TikTok, he's like, you copied Cane's sauce. I was like, we've been doing this.
Like
I was like,
So there ain't no canes in Thibodeau.
no, but there is probably
Well,
now.
there's some sugar canes.
But I was like, my grandma been making this from 1968.
copied Cane's.
Let me know when Cane's came out. It's just something that that was the first.
See, we
thing
got the
she did.
Zaxby's, and there's all kinds of those little chicken
Right.
joints that
So-
have out in Utah they call it a fry sauce.
Right,
It's just
right.
a combo. I mean,
I use it on everything, man. It's a good little sauce to always have on deck.
it goes with seafood really good.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's what I like.
I like to put it on a hamburger. You like mayonnaise, mustard, ketchup on your hamburger? If
Put it on
if
there.
you do, you slather that on there, and you got it covered with a little spice to it.
I bet it'd be good on a barbecue sandwich.
It probably would.
Probably be.
Hey,
Not
we'll
if I
find
not
out.
if I cook the barbecue. I promise you that.
Oh,
Yep.
do you mess with Nutri-Rat?
I've ate it before, but so a nutri, you think about it, an animal tastes like what it eats. A nutri eats
We
grass.
were talking about this.
A rabbit eats grass.
So
I love rabbit. My favorite thing, and I'm about to do one on TikTok. Another TikTok is probably gonna do it. 'Cause you never let them know what you're gonna do. Is my grandpa had a smoked rabbit gumbo. Unbelievable. Tame rabbit, absolutely. You take a rabbit, you skin it. He had a rabbit farm. I grew up on a small animal farm, and I have one myself. You take a couple rabbits, you clean them, and you smoke them. A cold smoke to where they get that orange looking flavor. And you cut them up and you put them in a gumbo, and it just makes the whole gumbo that smoky, great flavor with the sausage. It's a good thing to do. So it's just stuff like that, and I just want to keep
I like
bringing it back.
I've never thought about putting. I put turkey and smoked turkey in gumbo.
Oh, so that's a must in
yeah,
ours.
yeah.
Smoked turkey wings got to go in there.
Yeah.
It's a game changer. But smoked rabbit gumbo, try it. Get you some.
going
Get
to.
some.
We have 2 rabbits in our
In the
freezer.
freezer,
right?
yeah.
Oh, and it doesn't taste. Well, I don't have to tell you how to smoke nothing.
Yeah, I can do that. I can handle that
it's
part.
easy. It's so easy. So
Yeah.
good.
Hardest part about gumbo to me is sitting there being patient, making that roux.
Right, while you
don't-
wait, you hydrate.
That's
So
it.
That's why I like to cook.
It's at least about a 6-pack if you do it right.
Oh, absolutely.
You get it that right color.
Absolutely.
But I learned what little Cajun cooking that I know, I attribute to my days watching PBS, seeing Justin Wilson on. I know you remember him
Yes.
coming up.
Yes.
That was where I learned what a gumbo was. I didn't know. I mean, we didn't have, my mom and dad didn't make gumbo.
Absolutely.
We didn't make jambalaya, but I remember seeing those old videos, and I've got a couple of his cookbooks, and
Yeah.
it's good stuff, man.
So a fun fact, I'll tell you this story. See, me and my grandfather, he loved Justin Wilson, and we watched his videos. He passed away, and I went to play college baseball at Southwest Mississippi. I get an apartment on Lake Dixie Springs, just a little chinky apartment, whatever. And and I see this man outside, a nice brick house, and I look, that's Justin Wilson.
Yeah, the suspenders and everything.
Everything out in his yard. I was like, no. I go over there, and it's actually Justin Wilson. I lived by him for 2 years. He actually passed away when I lived next door
Yeah,
to him.
really?
And so I got to meet the man, and then so it's so humbling when I'm cooking and people comment, you the modern day Justin Wilson. The fun fact, I met the guy. I talked to the guy. I spoke to the guy, and then me and my grandpa grew up watching the guy. It's just, everything's just so coming together for what I'm doing right now. I've never done anything in my life that never fell in place like it is right now.
Yeah, that's too cool, man.
Yeah, 6 months. TikTok 2 million in 6 months. That's follow it. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's
Yeah.
real good.
He took us 10.
It took 10 years on YouTube for us to get just to 1 million.
YouTube's a different game, though.
Yeah.
It's-
Hey,
it's
you got to start making some long form ones and getting them over there, man.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
cross over.
They do.
That's what we found just being in TikTok, what, a month and a half or so, Tyler? It ain't been long.
Yep.
We've it's crazy how much people want to pick up their cell phones or whatever and get some information from it. I mean,
Absolutely.
they're watching all that.
So, dinner, regular weeknight, who's cooking, you or your wife?
So if you ever watch a TikTok, I'm about to rat me out right here. If it's something finesse or is a dessert, that's my wife. That's like those bell peppers I cook.
That was her?
I had no clue what I was doing. I had no clue. If it's a big pot or if it's a ball, that's me. Like the desserts, the cracker cake,
What the macaroni and cheese?
that's hers. That's hers. I ain't gonna lie. That's hers, and the cinnamon rolls. That's her stuff.
Yeah.
Man. But that's what makes us get along. We can sit there and cook together. She's camera shy. She tells me what to do, and I do it. But so I say 50-50, you know.
Oh, does she hold the camera?
No, my little girl does.
Oh,
My little girl's so I got the whole family involved.
Rochelle does our camera.
Yeah, so so it's a 50-50 deal. And like I said, if you see something meaty and big, that's me. You see a dessert, you can call me out. I admit it. But
you ain't gonna lie about that.
No. I'm not gonna take her credit.
Good, man.
No, awesome.
It's all good. Well, Shell, you got any more questions for us today? I think, man, I'm just glad that you come by and hung out with us, man. We got to know you.
I can't wait for tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a big deal.
We got to get together and collab on some crossover barbecue and
absolutely
and Cajun recipes. I'd love to do that.
Rabbit.
I can smoke the rabbit. You can make the gumbo.
That's a good deal. That would be a good video. Absolutely.
I can get you the turkey wings and rabbit.
Yeah, absolutely.
What kind of sausage you put in there?
We use there's a little place by the house, Double D's. They make their own homemade smoked sausage. We'll make that, or just whatever local. We try to stay local with the sausage and all. And I get a bunch of deer sausage made, and we use that in a lot of stuff. We got it. Why don't you use it?
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
And our ground meat, 99% is deer ground meat. So.
Well, awesome. Well, Stalekracker, we appreciate you coming by, man. You're welcome to come back and hang out with us anytime. It's been a pleasure.
And where can they find you?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. My YouTube ain't really that good. Don't go there. But go to TikTok if you want to see me work the magic, So, yeah, I'm easy to find. Stalekracker Official. That's where I'm at.
Stalekracker Official.
And get the merch. You got the cookbook.
Got the cookbook. Got
shirts.
Merchandise, shirts.
I did want to ask you about the cookbook real quick.
Okay.
How was that? Putting that together?
My wife typed the whole thing out, and she put her recipes in there, and I brought my grandfather's recipes in there, and it was one of those things. I was against doing. I just wanted to make videos and make people happy. And they're like, you gotta make merchandise. I'm like, all right, do that. Then like, we really need to come out with my grandfather's seasoning. I think we really do it. And I got the price on doing it. It's like, oh Lord, like. That's expensive to come out with a new product, not knowing coming from, I've never done nothing like that. And we started thinking, like, man, my wife's like, let's come out with a cookbook. And let's run this cookbook until we have the money to make the season. And then we at that point now, it's gonna be in the next 4 to 6 weeks, we're gonna launch my grandfather's Cajun 2-step. And it's gonna be, it's a great season. And I'm not saying it's gonna cover everything there is out there, but it's gonna be something special. And it's going to be something special you sprinkle in your dish to make it good. So
folks are going to love it. I really do want some. I got to get.
Absolutely.
Good luck on that. Good luck on the cookbook.
Heck yeah.
Nothing but
doing
best
good.
luck.
Anything we can help you with, brother, you holler at us.
Yeah.
Thank
We know a little
so
bit
much.
about seasonings and
I agree with
how
that.
to get them bottled.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, man, till next time, man. Hey, we're back. How to Barbecue Right podcast. We've got another guest with us for this episode. It's my good buddy, Chad Ward from Traeger Grills. Chad, man, thanks for coming down to Hernando and hanging out with us.
Thank you.
Man, happy to be here. It's going to be an awesome weekend.
Yeah, but we're excited. Our grand opening's going on. We're going to do a video together. You got a recipe. I know we kind of talked about it a little bit, but we're going to do some cooking on some Traegers, and we're going to have a good time, man. I'm excited.
Absolutely. So am I. And I got to tell you, man, this headquarters you guys have built here along with the store is absolutely gorgeous. Kind of gives me something to work towards. It's awesome.
Well, we kind of felt like we lucked into this building because it's kind of worked out for everything we needed. It's got the warehouse space, it's got the rooms for the classrooms and demos and stuff, and then we got a podcast studio that was kind of here already, and then the little retail. That's kind of what the shop is, and what we're trying to draw people here with, and so it's it's kind of all in one shop.
No, it's a great spot. And speaking of classroom, man, how much do you miss teaching?
Oh, dude, the COVID's messed us all up, and that's what I wanted. That was one of the questions I had when me and Shell were talking. When's the shop classes starting back at Traeger?
We go back and forth. We've I hate using the word pivot. I don't use it. Like it's been used way too much during the whole COVID thing. But we made 2 big changes at Traeger when we couldn't do the shop class tour anymore. First one being we started with the Traeger Kitchen Lives, that we do on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook channel. And those have been great. I think we've done about 33, 35 of those. We're doing them every 2 weeks now, but it was just a way to engage. I know for me, as someone that was on the road, 225 days a year, I mean, those first couple of months of quarantine was like,
Was you going crazy?
Well, I live by myself, dude. So I'm talking to the walls, and I love to talk. You know what I mean? So it was a interesting time. So I know we started those Traeger Kitchen Lives, and that was great. And then we've got another offering called private table classes, and so We usually do those on Thursdays and Saturdays, and it's kind of cool. It's a Zoom class, 10 to 15 people, and I think I've done probably 20, 25 of those, and they've been good. I really like those because when you know this from doing the YouTubes and Facebooks, yeah, you're talking to hundreds of people at a time or thousands, but the feedback loop is 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes delayed.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're doing the Zoom class, it's almost like being in a real classroom because you can see reactions, you can kind of play off of your crowd. So we've done those two things and they've been successful. But man, it's still nothing like going to one of our awesome retailers and getting to meet all their folks or our beautiful HQ. And the big difference with the Zoom classes or Cherry Kitchen Live is they can't taste it.
Yeah. I mean, that says a lot.
I feel like the biggest jerk in the world when I'm like, oh, well, let me tell you how it tastes.
Yeah.
People
really
are throwing,
good.
people are throwing things at their TV, at their computer screen. Like, that ain't fair.
We just can't beat the in-person feel you get from it. That's and that's me. I could have done some Zoom classes and things like that, but I just didn't feel like people were getting the same experience. I mean, you can watch my videos if you want to see how to cook something. When you come to a class, it's about being there and eating the food and smelling the smells and seeing how we work the grills.
Shaking the hands.
All the isms that we use and everything, it's all that. So
yeah. No, I agree. And I think, I got Pittman on board, so hopefully I can get you on board. I think when the world settles down, me and Pittman come here and do a class. Me and you go to Pittman's and do a class, and then you and Pittman come to my place.
I'm
and do a
down,
class.
man. That's a good.
And we could hit all areas of the country, right? Mississippi, Texas, Florida.
That's it.
I think it'd be a blast. And then when Canada opens up, I know we all work with Dixon's, I believe. You work with Dixon's?
Yeah, but I've never been to Canada ever.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I've done a couple of classes up in Toronto, outside of Toronto, and dude, they love their barbecue up there. I'm sure you see it from your YouTube channel.
Constantly. I bet I get 30, 40 emails a day, just people. Hey, can you ship something to Canada for me?
Yep.
Hey, can you ship something to Canada? I mean,
yeah, no,
and we have a few. We don't nothing like Traeger has, but it's amazing how much those guys are into barbecue up there, man.
They really, really are.
Oh, so y'all are talking about doing a tour?
Yeah,
a tour T-shirt.
It's a tour. Oh, yeah. Can we make a tour T-shirt? And everything?
If we're doing a tour, we got to do a
the
T-shirt.
boys are back. I want it like the Molly Hatchet style.
Yeah, there you go. No, I just think
38 special.
That'd be a ton of fun.
I think it would too. We got to go out. We lucked up the year before COVID. We went to Matt's, and we was planning on going back.
Yep.
We had such a good time out there.
Well, now he's got that little storefront too. He's got a nice store.
He was just opening it up. I mean, he had it open. We were there. We got to go over there, and that's kind of where we finished the class and let people, peruse and pick up some items and things like that. But it's cool. Yeah, no, that's a cool little town. Watch that.
It is, yeah. Especially that area. He's in that downtown area. It's just got a lot of nostalgia. I mean, it kind of feels like you're in small town Texas, USA.
Right there in Dallas.
Yeah.
It was easier for me to get to because we're on this side. You probably flew in.
Yeah,
we drove.
Yeah, and it's not. Yeah, you definitely look out because you get on that south side of Dallas.
You don't mess with downtown at all. So I was going to ask you. You said, are you still splitting time between Utah and Florida? Or are you mainly hanging out at home?
Right now, I've just been staying at home. I've been in Utah 3 times since COVID. One of them was a bunch of the guys from the office said, "Hey, we're having a golf tournament. You got to come out." Another one was I just got to missing the guys on what we call our community team on the marketing team, the guys that handle the influencers and ambassadors and that kind of stuff. And then it wasn't until 2 weeks ago I actually went in the office in Utah, and it was cool. Got to catch up with Jeremy a little bit, and we've gotten really good at working remote, and we've just been one of the brands that have been so fortunate during this time. I mean, the growth we've seen between 19 and 20 has been remarkable.
Yeah. Because you've had grills.
Yeah, we've had grills.
That's been a big problem in the industry. People just didn't have something to sell.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, we've got stuff to sell. We wish we had more stuff to sell, but I think everybody's in that boat right now, and it's no lack of effort. I mean, I know for us right now, one of the biggest things, and it's completely out of your control, is the ports.
Oh yeah,
is there's some people that when I'm talking to guys that on other brands that are saying, man, we've had containers in port for 30, 45, 60 days and just haven't got them unloaded. And that's what really stinks is when you got product and you just can't get it unloaded.
Oh, yeah.
We've been through that.
We have.
Well, and you had to go through, too, at the beginning. I know we went through it with our rub line at Whiskey Bent is when lids became an issue.
Oh, yeah.
When bottles became an issue. And then everybody starts hoarding up bottles because it's like, well, dude, I don't want to run out of it. You know what I mean? And it's like.
The price shoots up. And you don't want to have to take the price increase on on your customer because you know everybody's hurting.
Right, exactly.
It's a bad, and we're not in the clear on the plastic stuff.
No.
I got an email this week saying there's still going to be plastic shortage because they switched everything to sanitizer. That was what got the lid. They said everything was being used, and then the resin or whatever they're using to make the caps with. Well, the same thing's happening with that PET plastic that they're using for the sauce bottles and things.
Yep. Well, and the other one that's been interesting to watch is Nitro Gloves.
Oh man, what?
I saw you're carrying them in your store. I had to quit carrying them in mine because the my wholesale price went up like 4x.
Triple. Yeah, ours triple.
Yeah.
What I used to get, I think it was $8 or $9 box of gloves, is now like $20-something.
I'm in that same boat with you. Yeah.
And you can't just pass that on to the customer.
No,
we're basically the guy. We order them. We got like a glove rep.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, well, we don't know when we're getting them. If we get some, we'll send them to you. So he'll email us out of the blue. Hey, we got 20 boxes. Do you want them? We're like, heck yeah, send them to us.
Yeah,
but then when they're gone, they're gone. You'll never know when you're going to get them. I've tried sourcing them all different places. There's just none.
Yeah, we have too, and it's been absolutely crazy because it seems like every time I do a Trigger Kitchen Live or something, and I do the same thing you do, the cotton gloves with the nitros over the top, and it was always nice to be able to go, oh, you can just go to Whiskey Man Barbecue Supply and pick them up there, blah blah blah. And now it's like, well, I don't know where you can pick them up at.
No, you're lucky. You could say Harbor Freight or whatever. Yeah. I mean, I understand they need them. That's part of PPE.
Absolutely, yeah.
So that's I'd rather somebody in a hospital, doctor's office, or whatever emergency situation.
Yes,
have a glove than us barbecue guys, but I do miss them.
I mean, we ain't that.
I've hoarded me a few boxes, but if you'll notice, a lot of times I got down to mastering the one hand. I don't like to put them on two anymore.
Yeah,
I'll do as much stuff as I can with one.
Completely agree.
But
have you ever cooked a low and slow pork butt?
Yes.
On a Traeger?
Yes.
That's what we did for our recipe.
That was our recipe this week. And I'm going to tell you, Chad, it'll give anybody's a run for the money. If people think you can't get bark and you can't get smoke ring and you can't get smoke flavor on a pellet grill, they're wrong.
Especially depending on, if you're using that ironwood or you're using that timberline where, we've kind of built that algorithm with super smoke, which you can use under 225, puts about 3 times more smoke in the chamber. I mean, it builds great bark. It builds great flavor. And that was one of the things when it's funny, but, Jeremy Andrus and Tri-Atlantic bought Traeger 7.5 years ago, and I've been around for about 7 years of that ride. And I remember when I first got the opportunity they said, hey, we got a blank sheet of paper. We want you to help us build a grill that competition guys would be proud of. And what came out of that was the first version of the Timberline. And I was one of the guys that said, man, and I didn't call it super smoke. I said, man, we need some kind of method at lower temp where we can just get more smoke on the meat,
Excuse me.
And I know I'm choking old Malcom up over here. And, but no, I mean, I'm super proud of where the product lines came, where it's going. It's been pretty remarkable, but it means a lot to me that you'll say that, because I know you've cooked on everything under the sun, and for you to be happy enough with it and say it can go up against anything, that means a lot.
No, that's exactly. I mean, the Traeger Timberline, dude, that's the best cooking pellet grill I've had. I've owned the Yoders, cooked on Memphis, different model Traegers, Louisiana. Mm-hmm. That Timberline, it's a machine.
Yeah, no, it's really built, the way you can retain heat in it. And I mean, that thing, whether you're at 200, 225 or you're at 350, 375, it's usually within 2-3 degrees either way.
Always.
Yeah.
Video.
It's my favorite grill.
I didn't say anything about super smoke in the video because I know everybody don't have that.
Yeah. No, that's very true.
Super smoke, shoot.
Yeah. That's just an added bonus. I mean, I've gotten plenty of, really good smoke off of just a Pro Series that doesn't have that feature either,
Yeah. What does it do?
So there's an algorithm in there that between the way that we drop the pellets and the way that we regulate the air going to it, it just allows it to create more blue smoke than under regular operation mode. Yeah,
it's just slowing that auger down.
Yep, slowing that auger down,
letting that pellet burn more.
And pulse in the air kind of more quickly, and then kind of take a quick break and then pulse it some more. So kind of really ignite the pellet, let that smoke build, sit back, and then provide more air to it to generate the smoke a little bit harder. Okay. But always focused on that clean blue smoke. Wanting to make sure it's not that non-combusted creosote type.
So do you get questions on why can't you do it over 225?
Yes, and it's because, and the reason you can't do it over 225 is you have to feed the pellets at a higher rate to get to that over 225 temperature, which takes away the added amount of smoke that you get on a super smoke setting.
So Traeger just figured out in the lab that
exactly.
that's the optimal point to where it's not going to work.
Yeah, there's no unlock code that if you pay us $50, you can
you can get the super smoke at 300. We need that.
Yeah, it was just the physics behind it.
Yeah. So we would need a double auger system that was creating that while the other one was feeding.
There you go.
That's been our go-to
separate smoke fire pot. That's what I've been wanting to do. To design a separate smoke chamber, because everybody wants to use a smoke tubes or whatever. Fill these up. I mean, they really don't work.
Right.
Kind of work, really don't work. But if you had another fire pot in there that was your smoke fire pot, and you could control it separately, it was producing smoke while your other one was generating BTUs.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
You could be doing some smoking then.
Dang sure could.
That's what I think about when I drink whiskey. But no, I did. So the pork butt I cooked, it was about 10. It was a big pork butt, 10 pounds. I think it was 10 and a half pounds, wasn't it? 14 hours, and I started out on 200.
Mm-hmm.
And I went that for 8 of the hours. I put it on, went to bed, and then got up. And then just said, okay, I'll bump it, 220, something like that. Still keeping it in super smoke range.
Yep.
Man, you talk about juicy. I did fat down and then bark all over the outside. And it was, it'll never get, you can't get it above 190. I think that's about top out when you keep it at those temps. Mm-hmm. But it's let go of every bit of fat in itself. And it just turns it to liquid juice, just flavor all in there. You pull it off, and man, it was just.
It gets that good crunchy bark on the outside. Yeah. It's really good. It's been our go-to pork butt here
lately. It's got the old school flavor, man.
Yeah, no, it really does, and
with no touch in it.
Yeah, and I love those overnight cooks like that. I've been doing an overnight brisket. Just set that baby at 185, super smoke, let it go overnight. You got a big enough hopper, you ain't got to worry about pellets.
For those first 8 hours at 200, I burned 2 inches of pellets. It wasn't even down very past the lip.
Yep. No, and then when you get up in the morning, you can kind of decide where you want to go with it. You know what I mean? Depending on if you're serving for lunch, you're serving for dinner, you want to build some more bark, you want to get it done,
wrap it up,
whatever the case may be. I remember I started doing that a couple years ago. Actually, me and Pittman were cooking an event at Nike. And I was like, man, we're going to go out with the Nike guys and party a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to be messing around with a brisket at 2-3 in the morning. And so we just put that baby on at 10 o'clock before we went out, and 185 didn't. And we kind of stumbled home and looked at it like,
perfect.
Oh man, it's working out. Let's go to bed.
Some of my best barbecue has been cooked that very same way, Chad.
Yep.
Just put it on, screw it. It don't matter. Let's go,
Yep.
Have a good time. We'll come back and check on it later. As long as the power don't go out, you're gold.
As long as the power don't go out, we got a way to fix it.
You weren't opening it. You weren't spraying it. You weren't jacking with it. You weren't, sitting there worried about the clock. You just letting it do its thing.
And I'll tell you, you brought it up with spraying. When it comes to cooking on a Traeger, I bet I may spray 2% of the time, and it's just because some anomaly. You know what I mean? Where, it's just a nice moist cook. You don't really need to.
Have to. Yeah.
I definitely understand on other when I used to run stick burners, this and that, absolutely get it. It's a definite different heat, dry heat.
Oh, hickory. If I don't spray, it's moving so much convection air in there, it'll turn something into jerky on the top.
Absolutely. But man, that Traeger's just got a nice damp heat to it, and I just rarely find myself having to spritz anything.
Yeah. So, for people that don't know, Chad, what are you officially doing for Traeger?
So, for Traeger, I am, it's kind of a cool title, Director of Barbecue Marketing.
I love it.
So that's
one of the best titles there is in the company.
So my, and I'm about to have I've been with the brand 7 years. The first 2 years was kind of a spokesperson, ambassador, and then the last July will be my 5-year employee anniversary. And my responsibility is just, really promoting the brand, going out and working with different ambassadors. That's how me and you hooked back up, just said, hey, love to get a Traeger to you. And, once again, it's one of those things where, and I do it not just in barbecue, but in country music and athletics.
That's what I was figuring. So you say ambassadors, we're talking about superstars.
Yeah. No,
you're the superstar contact. You're kind of the go-between Traeger and these big-time people.
I was telling the guys in the break room, talking to the guy from Swine Life and this and that, and I said, man, if you'd have told me 10 years ago this was going to be my job, it's amazing. And, a couple weeks ago, the Super Bowl week, I was, did an Instagram live with Justin Herbert, friggin' rookie of the year for the NFL. And 2 weeks before that was cooking with King Griffey Jr. at his house, which seems to be like an every monthly thing now.
Yeah.
And just, man, it's cool. And I think the one thing it says about barbecue is, King Griffey Jr., 630 home runs, this and that. But Chad, I need to learn how to cook a brisket hot and fast.
Yeah.
Like barbecue flows through everybody's veins. You know what I mean? And it's cool to be able to have the skill set and the knowledge level to be able to, this guy's wanting to pick my brain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting here just trying not to be a geek. Like, well, dude, let me talk to you about when you 1-2 count, so and so's on the mound. And but it's cool because it just barbecue resonates within all. It's just awesome to be a part of. And so that's my title. So I do a lot of the customer facing stuff for Traeger. But yeah, director of barbecue marketing.
That's a heck of a job.
Yeah.
So have you got to go cook with Joe Rogan yet? I know
Yes.
y'all got him some Traegers.
I've cooked with Rogan. I've cooked at elk camp with him 2 or 3 times.
Really?
I will tell you what, if you like Joe and Joe's show, same thing I say about Dan Patrick. They're 10 times even more genuine in person.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. And Joe, like when Joe's passionate about something, like elk hunting, like cooking, like archery, dude is all in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I remember when he tagged out and you gonna go home early? He's like, no, I'm just gonna hang out with Chad and and
Cook some elk.
help him and learn how to cook some stuff. And it's like, dude, it's so rad. But it's so humbling when those guys, want to share camp with you. And well, we're going to elk camp. Oh, well, Chad's got to come, or that's fun.
I want to see you get Bert. He's cooking on this daggum Rectex. Bert Kreischer.
I know.
You got to get him a Traeger, man. It hurts me every time I see him talk about his Rectex. He hauls that thing around on tour with him and cooks for people.
I know, and I actually tried reaching out through a couple of different channels before he did that, just because I think Kreischer's friggin' hilarious
machine, man.
Yeah, exactly. And but yeah, we'll see if we can't get him converted.
Yeah, I need to see him with one. We Tom Segura come to Memphis. Was it during
Right
COVID?
before COVID.
Right before COVID, and we got the chance to go see him live. It was killer, man.
I still got to say one of the coolest things, speaking of Memphis in May, is...
Oh, yeah, we got that coming up, hopefully.
Yeah, 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. I can't remember. 2 or 3. Looking across the way, we get set up, this and that. Look across the way, and there stands Dave Grohl in our buddy Billy Terrell's tent. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it's been cool, because Dave's got such a passion for cooking. He's totally legit into
it, man.
Yeah, me and my buddy Tim Montana went out and cooked with his charity probably a year and a half ago out in California. And dude, that guy stayed up all night with the pit. Like, he's not one of those guys like
you running his lane
goes 108 I think.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's not one of those dudes that just goes to bed and hey, tend the fire. Like, I think he slept 90 minutes and then was standing right next to me serving barbecue for 4 hours the next day. Like, super cool. Yeah, it was good food. Yeah, he can cook.
No, he came walking through our booth at Memphis in May, and I
Shell flipped out. I was like,
I grew up.
Absolutely.
I did.
I was
had a little moment.
I was talking to some guys, and he come up and just gave me a big old hug. I was like, "Who is this guy?" I was like, "He's like, hey man, I'm a big fan of yours. I'm Dave Grohl." And I was like, "Oh, man.
I'm a big fan of yours."
Yeah, but look, the dude I was talking to got pissed. He didn't give a flip about Dave Grohl. He wanted to talk to me, and so I thought he was going to hit Dave Grohl. I was like, hold up, man. I'll be with you.
I'll get back when you're here to say.
Yeah. I was like, please don't hit him, man. He's just here to talk barbecue. He's a cool guy. I promise he's a cool guy. He's a guitar player, Nirvana.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
So you said that you're coming to the house. You're doing a video this week with us.
Yes.
Will be released on our YouTube channel. What you cooking?
We're going to do, Malcom kind of said, man, do something that just says Traeger. And I think the one thing about Traeger that's awesome that you don't get with a lot of other grills, you can cook the whole dang meal on it. So we're going to do just a basic, spatchcock chicken, brine it for a couple hours, dry it off, season it up, throw it on at 375. We're going to let it go for a little bit and then get our Brussels sprouts prepped and do some balsamic Brussels sprouts. And that way, we'll put those on a little bit into the chicken cook, but that to me just proves.
Do it all at the same time?
Boom, one grill. It all pulls off at the same time. Let's eat.
Asparagus is one of the best things. Asparagus is the best on a pellet grill.
Yeah, no, I would agree. Asparagus work. To me, what I do with asparagus usually is when I'm reverse searing my steak, I'll throw it on the top rack. And then usually by the time my steak's rested, that asparagus at 450, 500 after, 8, 12 minutes, it's ready to go.
Oh, yeah, it's too easy.
Yep.
Toss it in a little olive oil, little salt, pepper, garlic action.
Mm-hmm.
Don't need much.
No, not at all. Yeah, I'm one of those with veggies. I mean, don't try to cover them up. Kind of raise them up.
Yeah.
So you sear your steak first and then move it up to the top?
First.
I'm a reverse sear.
Okay.
So when I'm searing my steaks at the end, then I'll throw my asparagus on the top rack.
Gotcha.
Because at that higher heat, it only needs 12, depending on
tops.
Depending on how big the asparagus is.
Yeah, if you get those thumb size,
you get those
ones,
thumb
like
size
tree trunks. I hate those. I like when that young asparagus.
Yep.
It's tender.
Yep.
That's the best.
Those don't take long at all.
No, I'm down with that. I'm looking forward to the Brussels sprouts. So, do you do bacon in them, or
I do bacon and a little balsamic vinegar. That's in a little cook. So usually I'll kind of roast them off, and then towards the end I'll add some chicken stock, some balsamic vinegar, and the bacon.
So it kind of makes a little sauce
Yep.
type that cooks down.
Yeah.
There? What you do them in like a cast iron skillet or
cast iron skillet, or a little bit deeper sheet pan.
Yeah. Oh, sheet pan, that'd work too.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, but it works out really well. And man, Brussels is one of those things I never liked until I had them off the grill.
I'm the same. I remember Brussels sprouts. They would say, "Oh, we'll put cheese on them. You'll like them." But they're always boiled and just
no flavor.
No flavor. Bad cabbage flavor. I was like, I'm not eating this. I refused to until we started learning how to cook them on a grill and they were more roasted style.
Yep.
And then they pop with flavor.
They do.
They're
really
so
do.
good.
And when you're talking about Brussels too, they'll kind of take on wherever you lead them. You know what I mean? As far as flavor profile,
Yeah.
I mean, they're not super overpowering. So, it's one of those, it's nice. It's got a good, good crunch, good mouthfeel. And my favorite is I always, when I'm trimming them, if those leaves fall off, I go ahead and throw them in the skillet.
Crisp up.
Oh man, like a little chip. Yeah, a little chip.
Little Brussels chips.
Yep.
That's better than a kale chip any day.
Absolutely agreed, my friend.
Well, I half them.
I half them.
Is that what you do too?
Yep. So when I'll stem them and then I'll half them, and when I half them, if those leaves come off, they're going in.
Yeah. Have you ever just kept it in your bacon fat and got it a little warm and drizzled it over them before you season them?
So what I'll end up doing is I'll put a little bit of olive oil on them and season them. But what we'll do is I'll have those Brussels on the bottom rack, and then on the middle rack, we'll have the bacon cooking over the top of it, so it kind of cooks down into it hot.
Yeah, lets it drip down into it.
Yep, and then once it gets done, we'll take and cut it up and put it in there.
That's all day.
Yeah, exactly. Two big boys ain't gonna say no to that, are they?
No, we're eating healthy.
That's right. We eat greens, man.
Yeah, chicken and greens. Man, our doctors ought to be proud of us.
Man.
They didn't have to know about the 3 pounds of bacon hanging over. You got to make it taste good.
Ain't got to tell all the secrets.
That's right. So what's Traeger have coming up on the year? Are we going to get to see Traeger at Memphis in May if they have it? Are we going to see some more festival type stuff? Or
I'm working on that right now. Trying to get, we're talking about Memphis in May. It's just one of those things that's it's almost dang near in the middle, right? Like we're starting to see numbers get better. You know what I mean? So we'll see. I mean, I would love for us to be there, but have talked to Kevin over at Memphis in May, and I got another call with our group on Monday, and just kind of evaluate the whole situation. But would love to be there. We've been doing some small veteran events, which is really big to us. I mean, we love giving back to our military, love giving back to the communities that have helped us build. Got a couple things in the country music space coming up, not sponsoring any tours or anything like that, but just some cool, doing it in April. I'll be doing an event with Brantley Gilbert for some veterans. So we just try to, right now, I don't know when shop classes will come back. I mean, I'm going to say worst case beginning of 2022. If we could sneak a couple in, fourth quarter at HQ, without going on the road, that'd be awesome. But just kind of a wait and see approach. I mean, we've kind of taken, and budget wise, the second half of the year, we've got budget for certain events, but once again, we're just going to do what's right and responsible. But man, when we can get back out there, it's going to be a big shop class tour. It's going to be, believe me, we have missed it just as much as people have missed coming and being a part of the stuff we do.
Most definitely. What about game day? That was, I always like turning on TV and seeing the Traeger there at game day. Did you get, I mean, COVID kind of put a damper on some of that way, didn't it?
Yeah, so I was on tour with the game day guys all year in 19. So I'd usually fly in on a Wednesday or a Thursday, cook for the whole crew on Friday, and then do Saturday. And if it was a game I wanted to stay for, I did. If it wouldn't, I was
Fly out.
out on the next Saturday afternoon flight. It was really cool. And it's been a great recognition for us. I mean, we know that the college sports fan is in our demographic.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially here in the SEC, down here. But even, as I got to go to other places, I mean, I went to North Dakota State. There was a North Dakota State, South Dakota State game. I go into this little old diner I'd read about, it was supposed to have the best $2.50 cheeseburger you can find, and went in there, and it was kind of like 3:00 in the afternoon. Nobody's in there, and the owner comes out and he goes, "Man, you're that Traeger guy." And I was like, "Yeah, I guess so." I'm like, "Shit, I guess we got recognition on the Dakotas too." And so that was, but yeah, game day was huge, and we'll continue to be a part of that this year. Based on what capacity, I don't know. I mean, I made so many good friends on that game day crew, and that game day crew at its biggest is, about 150, 170 people.
Wow.
Is what it takes to pull it together.
Just to show up at a school and put that on?
Absolutely, because you've got all the guys
smokes.
that, you've got a crew of 6 guys that run the overhead cameras. You've got all the producers. You've got all the guys jockeying the equipment here to there. So you think about it.
You don't see all that.
You don't. It's all behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I honestly thought, like, when we were having our first introductory calls about it, I'm like, okay, so on Friday when I cook for the crew, what are we cooking for? Like, 40, 50 people? No.
You would pack lunch.
And then you have all the other brands too. You've got Coca-Cola, you got Home Depot, you've got, you know what I mean? But
you're the only food guy though, right?
Exactly. The interesting thing about it is we don't shop for that until Friday morning. So we'll literally, they get done, we'll go out Friday morning as soon as the grocery store opens. So we cook a bunch of quick cook stuff.
Who
dogs,
decides what
pork
you're gonna
chops, that kind of thing. And then we don't have anywhere to store that much food.
Yeah. Because there's no refrigeration. Right?
Exactly.
You just use a cooler.
So we literally go in and run up a $1,500 tab at a grocery store, which we end up being their favorite their favorite game to ever come in town.
Yeah.
And then literally we go back and cook it, and we serve it 12:30.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So it's a lot of fun.
What's your crew look like to
make pull that off? Yeah.
So what happens is usually it's just me, but there's a Roadkill Grill is what they call themselves. It's a group of 8 or 10 guys that are staff on game day that help. So they've been doing it. I'm kind of in addition. That and the Traeger's in addition to the crew.
Okay, they're used to cooking for the crew.
They're used to it. We've just taken it kind of to another level, a little more elevated, and using the Traeger instead of what they were using in the past.
Gotcha.
Tommy Marshall. He's the guy that created Roadkill Grill, I think, 13, 14 years ago. He's worked on game day since the inception.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So, no, that's been fun. And then, the Dan Patrick Show, I mean, that's been a big – those two things have really been huge for Traeger from a, really integration in the sports world.
Can Dan cook on it?
I'll tell you what, man, Dan has gotten much, much better at cooking on it. I mean,
much better.
Yeah, he embraces it. Me and Julie went up there, Girl Meets Grill on Instagram. We went up there for the Super Bowl and worked our butt off this year. Usually what we do with a crew of 5 or 6, me and her did by ourselves because we were trying to keep the crew low. I mean, we went and got COVID tested, all that stuff. And Julie made a grouper with the Traeger Black and Saskatchewan and a little pineapple sauce on top. Dan ate 5 pieces of it. 5 sides of grouper. I've never seen him eat so much of something in his life. And then literally he's like, "Dude, you gotta give me that recipe." I'm like, "Dan, it's so easy. It's like
you can do it.
350 Black and Saskatchewan, pineapple sauce over the top." He's like, "Well, how do I make the pineapple sauce?" I was like, "You go to the grocery store and you buy this brand." And he's like, "No way, that's out of the produce case." I was like, "That's out of the produce case." And so literally, the flying home that day, he's like, "Dude, I can't find grouper up here. Can I use monkfish?" I was like, "Yeah, monkfish we find. It's just
where do you find monkfish?"
Dude, readily available in Connecticut.
I guess so. Grouper, I got that.
Yeah, and
so that in the freezer.
Yeah, I had to fly the grouper up there, because we were doing kind of the whole Tampa Bay thing versus Kansas City thing. So Had to have the grouper. And then he ended up finding a fishmonger there in town, and now can get him grouper. But he was so proud. I mean, he did it with that monkfish 2 days later, and it all turned out phenomenal.
Grouper's a good eating fish. It really is.
Oh, man, one of my favorite. That and redfish. Ooh.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was different this year. I mean, this is the first time. I've been doing the Dan Patrick Show for 5 years, and this is the first time we haven't been on site. Yeah. And it was 45 minutes.
So you weren't even home for Super Bowl? All that going on?
I flew home Sunday morning.
Oh, man.
But yeah,
it's in the backyard.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, literally, if we'd have been on site at the Super Bowl like we have been the last 4 years, it was 45 minutes door to door.
They would have been. Yeah, it's probably better.
Yeah,
somebody was looking out for you.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, so instead we did it so we're supposed to cook Thursday, Friday. We go up, we get in Saturday night, we get our COVID test on Sunday, so we can't go into the studio until our COVID test clears. 24 to 48 hours. We didn't do the rapid one because the rapid ones had a little hit and miss on it.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, well, Tuesday we'll be able to get in the studio and get prepped on Wednesday. So we get our COVID results back on Monday, both negative, and it's snowing a foot an hour. Like, well, we can't go out shopping today. So then I text Dan and I said, hey, man, here's both of our negative COVID tests. He's like, oh, great, man, you can go shopping tomorrow. Why don't we cook Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday on the show? Oh, man. And I could never tell Dan no. So
yeah, so you made it happen?
I kind of looked at Julian like, man, what do you think about cooking Wednesday? She's like, well, if you can't tell Dan no, I can't tell him no. And I was like, you probably could. She's like, nope, I'm not telling him no. So we did Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and it was a lot of fun.
What's his crew like?
Oh, his crew's great, man. So they've got the Danettes. They're great guys, and then the executive producer of the show, Eric Jones, he's a really good guy. I mean, there's about 13 people up there, and if you've ever watched the show, the man cave that he's built,
that's cool. That's cool.
Dude, it's so rad, so rad. So we've got some
basketball court in it, don't it? I mean, inside,
yeah,
pretty much one hoop, right?
Yeah. So we just renewed with them for 2 more years, and
is that part of like a Traeger deal?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I just thought Dan liked you.
No. We. So the funny part about how that relationship started, if I'm going too long, tell me.
Good.
So when I first started as an employee, Denny Bruce, which was our senior vice president of sales, marketing, operations, great guy. He's the CEO of Dickies now. I'd been there maybe 2 months, and he goes, "Hey, Chad, I'm working on something that we really haven't done here before." And I was like, "What's that?" He goes, "Then we're going to sponsor the Dan Patrick Show." And I'm like, he goes, "I think I want you to be like the dude for it." And I'm like, yeah, you better. Like, I was like, I can remember my dad getting so mad at me as a kid with my little 13-inch TV in my room, staying up late, like having it on like volume 3, laying right next to it, listening to Keith Oldman and Dan Patrick on the 11 o'clock Sports Center. I was like, I've been a Dan Patrick fan forever. So long story short, a couple months go by, and then he goes, all right, we're going to do it, but Dan wants to taste food off the grill first. Like, he wants to know it's a product he can get behind, which one I respect the hell out of that.
Hey, yeah.
And most guys just take the check and figure it out later. So I said, oh, cool. When are we going? Like, well, all right, we're going to rent you an Airbnb up there. We'll have a bunch of grills show up, and you're going to cook for, 25 people. And so, all right, cool. I think I've now been with the company all of maybe 2 months and hadn't done a Traeger type event before where you've seen ours. I mean, very polished, all the accents, everything. Man, I'm out there. I'm doing like a barbecue guy, man. I got pop-up tables, white tablecloth. Hey, I don't know no different, Malcolm. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And I hadn't been learned up yet. And so, but cook a great meal. And I remember about 10 minutes before I'm going to serve and doing the whole thing. I cooked brisket, Snake River Farms brisket. Had a carving station set up, go carve it to order. And I hear Dan's manager go, he's talking to Denny. He said, hey, Denny, he's like, long week. I don't know if Dan will stay more than 10 or 15 minutes. Well, I look at that as a challenge.
Yeah.
So I take them burn-ins I got all cut up and caramelized. And I put them in the Yeti under me that I'm sitting on carving brisket. I figure I'll play the dumb redneck thing here in a minute.
Yeah.
So get all of them served. I look up there, and, Dan's about halfway through his plate. And I'm like, all right, perfect time. Open up the Yeti and got that big old bowl of burn-ins and kind of come up the stairs like, oh, shucks, guys, I forgot this is, but I guess I'm bringing it at the right time. This is what we call meat candy. These are burn-ins.
Yeah.
And oh man, yeah, we can't miss out on those.
Yeah, you gotta have
I
that.
kind of put him in the middle of the table, and Dan's eating a couple, and I go to walk off, and he goes, "Hey, Chad, why don't you sit down? Why don't you tell me your story?"
Oh, really?
And I'm like, "Oh, we're about to break this 10-minute barrier, right? Hey, I ain't gonna come up for air, son. I'm gonna start telling it." And so it was.
You was giving them the full spiel, huh?
And so, well, I was born October 8th, 1976, in a small town of Lakeland, Florida.
3rd grade.
First grade teacher was Miss Lona Davis. But no, so we get to, I just get talking and you know, telling about barbecue and how I started and this and that. And Denny and his manager are standing next to each other kind of below the deck. And he goes, I've never heard Dan let somebody talk this long. And then he goes, about 30 seconds later, he goes, Chad, I got to stop you right there. I'm going to talk to my manager about something real quick. He goes, look, I want to do this deal. And he goes, Denny, if we do the deal, if we don't do the deal, he's like, that guy's got to come on my show.
He's gonna come back.
He's like, and if we do the deal, like, that's my guy, right? That's who I'm going to get to work with.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, man, that's your guy. He's like, and we're going to do the deal. And so it kind of all got done right there.
Awesome.
And now I go back and, you know, not only do everything with him with Traeger, but I mean, we probably talk once a week and go back and do him and his wife's Christmas party every year. And it's just fun. I feel like part of the family when I go up there. I mean, but he's just an amazing guy and probably to me, one of the best sports journalist hosts in our lifetime. You know,
Genuine too. Yeah, I mean he's good.
yeah, just a real down to earth guy, and it's one of the driest sense of humor. And to just give you an insight of how Dan is, when we were up there for the Super Bowl this year, I said, "Hey man, we've got a guy that we kind of just hired. He's our product manager about bringing new products to market, this and that." I said, "Dude, he's a lifelong fan. Is there any way you'd send him a birthday message?"
Like a cameo type
Yeah,
deal?
and he's like, "Give me your phone." So he walks around the man cave, like, hey, Alex, heard you just started here with Traeger. Not the over under on you making it there. I'm gonna go with the under. You know, and just kind of just being Dan. You know what I mean? And so I send it to him, and he's like, "Dude, don't tell my wife this, but I'm pretty sure it's the best moment of my life, including my wedding and the birth of my child."
Yeah.
And just that's just how Dan is. He loves pleasing people. He loves the fact that people enjoy listening to him, listen to his show.
Yeah.
And to be able to call a guy like that a true friend is pretty awesome.
That's cool. That's a great.
I know, that's a great story.
See, and all because of barbecue.
All because of barbecue, man.
Never would happen.
The great connector.
That's right. That's it. It really is.
It is.
Man. It's a people connect.
I've always said, man, regardless of race, religion, political beliefs, I feel like any group of people can get around a table full of family style barbecue and have a good conversation, have a good time.
That's why I do it.
Yes,
That's
sir.
the only reason why I do it.
Yep.
Really.
No, I love it, and it's kind of like we get to share ourselves on a plate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Part of your soul.
Exactly.
Every time you put it out there for
Yep.
somebody.
For sure, which we're going to do tomorrow, which I'm looking forward to.
You dang right.
I'll tell you what, if anybody leaves this grand opening tomorrow hungry, it's their own damn fault.
right.
It's their own damn
We've run
fault.
out of refrigerator space for the meat. We're max capacity. On
We've got about a 105 full of meat out there for our
Have
part.
you already been shopping?
Yeah, we went shopping this morning. Went shopping and went to Gus's. You got to go to Gus's.
Oh yeah. Did you get some turnip greens?
I didn't.
Dude, they're green.
But I usually do there.
Man.
I'll tell you what, 2 years ago, Memphis in May, I was here for 4 days and I ate at Gus's 4 times. I love that place, man. I love that place.
Do you go white or dark?
I went dark today.
Them thighs and legs are
That's
good,
what I went, man. 3-piece dark.
Yeah.
Mac and cheese and baked beans.
Yeah.
You know, and what I like about their sides is they don't try to dress them up
No,
too much.
that's what it is.
You know, they throw a couple things in the beans, which tightens it
And
up.
a light bread.
Yep, which I don't like runny beans, so it tightens them up just enough.
Yeah.
And mac and cheese is a box mac and cheese dressed up a little bit, but
Yeah.
you know, to me it just
What it is on a paper plate.
yeah
They ain't getting fancy.
on a disposable plate with a fine piece of white bread, like you
That's
said.
That's it. And you used to, I don't know if they still do, you used to get a 40 there.
Oh, you can.
You can still get the
Well, I was trying to, Tyler, this is his first visit, our customer service guy, and which, by the way, he's a big fan of yours. He was so geeked out to get to come to this,
Yeah.
and so it's so cool for him. And he's like, yeah, you got, because I ordered sweet tea and Harley ordered sweet tea. He's like, yo, you guys mind? I was like, dude, order you a beer. I was like, but it's got to be a 40.
Yeah.
He's like, what other size options are there? She's like 12, 24, or 40. He's like, I think I'll go 12.
Man.
But our events guy that used to always come with us and do this, Kyle Fisher, he was always down for the lunch 40.
Yeah.
When we
you
went,
got to.
you got to do it, man.
They're in Rayford's. When you could have Memphis somebody, do you ever end up at Rayford's one night? Like
No,
after
never
midnight?
been.
Oh, if I have Memphis somebody, we got to go.
Okay.
Can I?
God.
I mean, I don't know what night we'll have to go. We need to go on like Wednesday night or Thursday night.
Okay, I usually come in
Friday.
on Wednesday.
Yeah, we need to go to Rayford's.
Okay.
You don't get hopping there till midnight 30. But go in there and everything's 40. I mean, it's
All
like
they sell, yeah.
That sounds like a good time.
yeah.
Oh, 40 slips.
Yeah.
Get ready for Thursday.
That's it. Well, hey, I'm about ready for a margarita, man. You ready to go?
Let's do it.
All right. Shell, you got any other questions for Chad?
No, he's answered all of them. Well, actually, I do, but we'll ask those.
We're gonna save those for later. We still got the video to shoot too.
That's right.
But we appreciate you coming and hanging out with us, especially sitting in and doing the podcast, man, and coming helping us with this grand opening. You know how much I love Traeger, and
Yes, sir.
and being able to represent y'all here in Hernando, that means a lot to us. So we appreciate that opportunity.
Yeah, nah, man. When you called and said, "Hey, man, I'm opening the shop. I'd love to carry Traeger," I don't think it took but another 1 or 2 phone calls. And we were able to make it all happen. But nah, man, appreciate the love you've always given the brand. Appreciate being here, and so happy for you guys. I mean, this headquarters. I mean, if people get the if you're in Memphis, take the 40-minute drive and come over here and see the shop and see everything. But
we're gonna make those classes happen. So
yes, we are for sure.
We free that up. We're going on tour.
I love it. I love it, man. I love it. Well, thank you guys. We're gonna have an awesome weekend.
Well, before you get out, where can folks find you besides at Traeger?
Yeah, so you can find me at Whiskey Bent BBQ on Instagram and all that stuff, and then our website Whiskey Bent BBQ Supply. We've got a line of rubs that are also 6 rubs and a brine. So.
I gotta get some of your stuff in here, man. I don't have it.
I was gonna hit you with that.
Yeah, I was wait till I had a margarita.
I was gonna hit you with that soft sell sometime this weekend, old boy.
Hey, I don't mind.
No, and that's the fun thing is, I think sometimes, while we wrap up here, I don't think people realize how many of us that are in this barbecue game are dear friends and would do anything to help each other out.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It's like, I got a store, I carry your stuff. You've got a store. You're soon going to be carrying my store.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And Heath that we're going to go have dinner with tonight.
That's right.
He's in my store, and we've all been friends for so long, and it's kind of cool because we've been fortunate enough and we worked hard enough at it that we've been able to build these brands and create these products and these followings, and we don't take any of it for granted, and we're super appreciative. Everybody that uses our stuff, follows us, cares about us, but we're all a big family. I mean, there ain't no I have people all the time say, well, this rub over this rub. And I'm like, well, why don't you try combining them? Why don't you try this one once and that one once? You know what I mean? Like, there's enough in that playground for all of us to have plenty of business. And I think that's great. And you being one of the, trailblazers, and, Matt Pittman's also always been good to me about talking about things or that kind of stuff. But I think it's also another thing is if you work hard enough and you have the vision and, you can do it.
That's it. I would rather be doing it in barbecue than anything else, man.
Completely agree with you, my friend.
You never meet. I mean, everybody's gold.
Absolutely.
Well, Shell, where can they find us?
If you'd like to connect with Malcom, it's HowToBBQRight on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and now TikTok.
Did you shut your MySpace down?
I need to go back.
No, it might still be active.
If it is, I'd like to get a clip of it. Yeah. I got a jam playing. It was Green Onions, though.
Yeah.
It's still playing on it. I hope it's been playing the whole time. I can hear it now. Tom may be my only friend there. So.
Old Tom.
We used to spend a lot of time on.
Heck yeah, that's where I started. That was before a website. Before
Are you serious?
KillerHearts.com was MySpace.
We used to use MySpace to
that was our website.
Everything.
Yeah, if you want to come to our crawfish bowl, you had to get the invite on MySpace.
Oh, see, I always use that as a joke in my classes about, hey, follow me on MySpace, and people laugh about it. I'd never had a MySpace. Little did I know you had to be on MySpace for the Malcolm Reed crawfish bowl invite.
You did, man.
We advertised everything there.
There's some good pictures on there. If you can ever find it, man, there ain't no telling what I look like back
archives.
in the day. Yeah. Well, hey, we appreciate everybody listening, hanging out with us today. We will be back next week, and y'all check out the video me and Chad are going to do. Cooking some spatchcock chicken and some Brussels sprouts. We're doing dinner on a Traeger.
Yes, sir.
We'll see y'all next time. We gone.